Welcome back to Elevation 44. It's your girl B. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. Always happy to have you guys back. And I know there's a lot of new subscribers, so welcome to the new subscribers. Welcome to the family. Today we are diving into this Capricorn full moon, full super moon. And the super moon just really means that the moon is a little bit closer to the earth, so we feel the effects here a little bit more. It's just a little bit more intense than it would be normally. So that's really what the super moon energy is bringing us. And this full moon is going to happen on July 13th at 2:37 p.m. Eastern time. So please translate that to your local time zone, okay? But I think for everyone this is happening on the 13th because it's not in one of those weird times where it's like it might be one day for some of us and one day for the rest of us. It's all happening on the 13th for all of us, okay? I think. So this Capricorn full moon is a continuation of some of the stuff that we were talking about in our last video, the Cancer new moon video, but it's like attacking it from a different angle. So we're gonna get into that. Recently I did a poll on the community tab and I asked, what do you value seeing in these videos? And a lot of you said really the energy breakdown is like the best thing for you. Although you value other elements of the information, it's really the energy breakdown. So I'm gonna focus a lot more on the energy breakdowns, even though that was kind of like the meat of everything anyway, but it's gonna just kind of make things a little bit more concise and just nicely packaged for you so that you can be aware, you can be informed, you can stay protected and know how to move through these times, okay? So I'm gonna really hone in on that. The other elements and things that I used to bring to the videos, I will still sprinkle things in here and there, and I probably will break those out into incorporating them in a different way. So stay tuned for that, but really the energy breakdowns are going to be our main focus, okay? So let's talk about this Capricorn moon and all of the stuff that comes along with it, okay? So what does it mean when the moon is in the sign of Capricorn, okay? So the moon is at home in Cancer. That's where it shines its best. That's where it's its strongest. So with Capricorn being the polarity or the polar opposite energy to Cancer, what do you think happens to the moon here? It's at its weakest. The moon is at its detriment in the sign of Capricorn because it just does not shine here. All the worst qualities come out in terms of it being really not tapped into the emotions, into the feelings, into the things that, you know, the moon is really supposed to be its best at. And it's really going into a place of being cold, unemotional, detached, serious, tense, analytical, like just everything that the moon does not want to do. The moon wants to feel the feels. It wants to, you know, get lost in the emotions and express that and the beauty of that. So this is not that. This is not that at all. And this is why the moon being in the sign of Capricorn can be challenging. Now, I'm just gonna go ahead and get into some of the challenging aspects. And when I say aspects, these are the conversations that the planets are having with each other and how that plays out energy-wise for us. So let's start with the challenging aspects first, because with the moon in Capricorn is already a little bit more of a challenge because of the type of energy that it brings. The one thing I will say that is a benefit or an advantage to a Capricorn moon, and the reason why it falls in Cancer season in general, is because it does help pull us out of our emotions a little bit, because sometimes we can get lost in the sauce. We can be on this emotional roller coaster, this ride, and we're like, damn, like I just need a little break, I need a little relief. And you can tap into that Capricorn moon energy to pull you out of that. The challenges that are coming in aspect-wise, we're going to start with the first one. I think the biggest one is that the moon is going to be conjunct Pluto. So conjunction just means that their two planets are close together. They're blending their energies together. So this blend is with Pluto. And Pluto is already intensity by itself. If Capricorn moon is already tense, Pluto is a whole ball of intensity. And Pluto focuses on transformation, but it's like the death and rebirth process, which can be very uncomfortable. It's all about our subconscious and things that are really beneath the surface. It is about power and control and obsession and jealousy and all of our dark nature or aspects. It's about sex. There's a lot of things that go on with Pluto, but it does tap in a lot of the times to our darker tendencies and nature. People's moods and emotions can go from, just being to being very dark very, very quickly, because also with the moon in Capricorn, you tend to have more of a pessimistic lens or view on things. And so then that extra Pluto sauce can just take us over the edge very, very quickly, okay? And the thing about Pluto, that the Plutonian energy here, it doesn't just get angry or get bothered or whatever. It actually gets even. It will spend time, not just stewing in it like Capricorn moon will, but it will concoct plans. It will be like, let's make a plan to get even. Let's make a plan to make this person suffer, do this thing or whatever. Like, it is really about stinging back. Anything can trigger you under this type of energy sauce, right? There can be a lot of things, and the littlest thing might set you off and send you down this dark spiral. So you've got to be really, really aware. Keep your eyes open, but you can use it to get to the root of things. Now, when we talk about triggers, one of the things that I know is going to be a major trigger here, if you're thinking like, what are the little things that can set me off during this time, or set others off, or set things off? The moon is also going to be squaring Chiron, and a square is just tension. So the moon and Chiron have tension here. Chiron is in the sign of Aries, okay? Chiron is the wounded healer. Chiron is our deeply buried wounds, the things that are just, festering, all right? It's like that nasty scab that's been festering underneath that bandage. Because of everything going on, there can be a lot of triggers on your internal wounds, on some of your deeply buried wounds, okay? So a lot of the times here, people can feel personally attacked in certain ways. And that also adds to the intensity, and also to the nature of like wanting to get even, to get back to, you know what I'm saying? There can be difficulty here with processing emotions, expressing emotions healthily or in a good way. This can just overall cause way more issues because you're avoidant of really addressing them. And it, again, it's like that, it's like a pot of boiling water, right? It's just like all of this stuff is happening, and he's got that pot of boiling water, but there's a lid on it. And it's when you pull that lid off, then you see all the steam and the bubbles and everything coming up, right? But other than that, that Capricorn moon has that lid on, so you don't see anything. You have no idea what's going on underneath that lid. So there's a lot of things boiling under there, and that can really be disruptive if you're not careful, okay? This can also be a thing that lets you harbor or has you harboring feelings of intense guilt. So just be very mindful of that as well, all right? The moon is also going to be at conflict with Mercury, or opposite Mercury, okay? And Mercury is sitting in the sign of Cancer. Now, with Mercury in Cancer, Mercury is our thinking, Mercury is our communications, right? It's how we process our information, how we, communicate ourselves or communicate with others, or how we verbalize things, right? Mercury processes everything when it's in Cancer through an overly emotional lens. Like, everything is processed through the feelings and the emotions, everything. So here you can just be overly emotional, right? Because you're processing through that lens. You could be easily wounded, easily offended. So anything someone says to you, someone does, you're just processing everything through that way. So this is a problem because then it kind of goes back to that Plutonian nature and the Capricorn moon nature, which is just like, you know, I'm stewing beneath the surface and I'm about to do something about it, right? You done triggered me. I'm about to make you pay, okay? So the other thing here is that you can teeter back and forth between being in your head, so overanalyzing with the Capricorn moon, and being overly emotional because you're processing everything through this Mercury and Cancer, you know, or Cancerian lens. So those are the things that you got to watch out for there, okay? This is prime for getting into arguments with other people. So stay away from sensitive topics, sensitive subjects, sensitive anything in terms of like anything that you know that is going to be a trigger that to you, to someone else, staying away from all of that stuff until this energy kind of has passed a little bit. Let's talk about the positive aspects of this moon, okay? The moon is going to be trine, which means it's going to be at harmony with Uranus and the North Node. And Uranus and the North Node are conjunct in the sign of Taurus, okay? And that is going to be its entirely own topic in the video because this is one of the biggest aspects that we're going to have this year in 2022, and it deserves a conversation, but I don't want to make this video too long. So I'm going to post a separate video and I will link it here or down in the description box that kind of just talks about or breaks down this energy a little bit more so you can understand it. But with the moon trining Uranus, the Great Awakener, and the North Node, our destiny, our collective like destiny, our purpose, where we're headed towards the future, in the sign of Taurus, which is our material world, because Taurus is big earth energy, okay? So this is all about our material, physical world that we see around us, okay? This is bringing big changes, major changes. So you feel like something is about to happen. You just can't put your finger on what it is. It's just this knowing there, this feeling inside of you that something big like is about to occur. Now, trust your intuition, because your intuition here, your insight is heightened. It is, your spidey senses are on, okay? They're on the money, all right? So what this is giving you, your intuition is giving you a glimpse into the future. It's giving you a glimpse into what's about to happen, what path to take, what's about to unfold. You can't explain it because intuition cannot be explained. It comes from a higher power. It comes from a higher source. So all I will say with this is there are going to be major advancements to the collective, okay? Major advancements to our physical world, the things that we're doing, our resources, and you just need to listen to yourself in terms of how you're feeling about how things are unfolding, okay? So expect changes both socially and physically. The last thing that I will say is that the moon is going to be sextile Neptune, okay? And sextiling is just an ease of energy, a nice easy breezy, you know, flow of communication here. And Neptune just went retrograde. Neptune actually went retrograde on the day of the Cancer new moon. I didn't talk about it in that video because there was too much to talk about and I didn't want to overwhelm, but Neptune did go retrograde here, okay? So this is going to heighten sensitivity. So when we talk about, again, we're being in this overly emotional space or season of Cancer season, right? And then we have all of these little triggers happening, even though we're trying to play it cool with this Capricorn moon. Again, this is also leading to the fact of being easily wounded, being triggered, being hurt, stewing or boiling beneath the surface, all right? So this is heightening our sensitivity. But it can also heighten our sensitivity in a good way, where we're able to pick up the you know, the energies of our environment and different things like that, the subtleties, all right? So our emotions are heightened, our intuition is heightened. This is a good time to pay attention to your dreams. A lot of the times your answers will come in dreams. Prophetic visions, this is a good time to dive into lucid dreaming. I think we talked about this also in the last video, that this is just a season also for dreaming. So that is everything that I want to dive into energy-wise, aspect-wise, that we can expect. So what I would say the focuses are for this energy is, one, You can use this Capricorn moon to pull out of the emotional stew or sauce if you've been in that too long and you just kind of want to break. Focus on some more big picture things. Personal goals is always great, and always a great focus of, you know, Capricorn energy, especially with moon in Capricorn, especially with this North Node focus. So what strategic changes can you make? You know what I mean? Instead of just kind of being like swept up in the river, like can you like direct yourself or steer yourself in a particular direction so you can flow along in the right way, okay? Owning your feelings is the second thing that I would say focus wise. Don't be too avoidant of things if you have kind of taken that tendency. Taking responsibility, stop avoiding certain things, facing certain things head on, but not in a way that is going to be detrimental, all right? 3, the third thing I would say focusing on is deep subconscious work, okay? So what are you harboring beneath? Like, what are you stewing on? What needs to be released? What you need to let go of, okay? And move past, all right? This is a time for you to dive into that as well. So the power crystal that I'm going to share is smoky quartz. Smoky quartz is great because it keeps you grounded, especially in this emotional season. It's great for helping you release those old wounds, helping you stay protected and emotionally calm, which is something that we're definitely going to need during this season. Also, the power herb that I would recommend, I can't speak today, sorry. The power herb that I would recommend is mullein, and it's very grounding, also protective, great for prophetic dreams. Again, we talked about that dreaming, and spirit communication, talking to your higher team, your higher self, and the divine or source energy. That is going to be very helpful with that. So that is it for today. I hope that you find this information helpful in navigating through this upcoming full moon. Stay tuned for the Uranus and North Node conjunction video, because that's going to be pretty illuminating. And let me know down in the comments below, do you have moon in Capricorn or any big, you know, Capricorn placements that are going to be affected by this full moon? Would love to hear that down below. Also, if you're not subscribed, go on ahead and subscribe. Join the family. We are elevating together here, or just thumbs up the video and push the content out to more people you think need to see this information. Okay, so I will see you all in the next one. Have a good one. Peace.